amazing. It wasn't too long ago. I'd say it's about an hour ago. I was kind of freaking out because it was messed up like you wouldn't believe. I did some testing, and I want to put your questions on the screen. So I've tried a bunch of stuff, and this is not an easy program. It's not like you plug and play. This one is extremely difficult. You have to go through multiple layers of programming and layering of things, because it does everything but what you want it to do. It is extremely annoying sometimes. So for some reason, I hit the wrong button and the camera shut down. So it was going to be a radio show. So I see we have some people already here. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. It's amazing. Let me see if I can go to the normal screen and see if it'll work. Yeah, I had to reinstall the screen sizes. So it's a mess. I can still see things are locked and locked out. I mean, it's a mess. Okay. But I was able to put it together and get this thing done. So Jim, I'm so sorry. Let me see. Where is everyone? That's right. Where is everyone? That would be nice. If you're online, please type in where in the United States or in the world you are about scouting. So that's wonderful. Looks like we have Mikey. I like his Life Scout logo. That is really cool. That's kind of neat. Hi, Stan. Hi, Jim. This is kind of neat, and I enjoy this. But about an hour ago, I plugged everything in, and I was doing testing this has been a long process of me learning an old dog, learning this new stuff, this new software. It's been very, very hard. And it's not easy. That's true. Ooh, we've got people from Puerto Rico. I like Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Ivan. Looks like we have a few more that are here. I've got NYC in the house. Okay. And, we have a channel member. Ken's here. Yeah, awesome. Lafayette, Louisiana. Of course, we have Virginia. Awesome. These are great councils. There's a lot of neat councils all over the United States. We have a bunch of them. So let me see what we got going over there. Okay, so we've got quite a few in the house. That's for sure. Now, we've had some interesting episodes recently that I wanted to discuss. And if it brings up a question, please ask. Unfortunately, let me go back a notch. I wanted to put the questions up on the screen. My vision is pretty much gone. So things have to be printed out really large for me to be able to read them on the screen. So I'm working with that. It's progressive. It's getting worse over time. But I remember a lot of stuff, and I can talk. So I'm making up for that. But it's my vision is not the best. So I'm trying to see this little tiny print, which would be very large for everybody else. But I was trying to get it so it would come up on the screen so I could actually read the questions to everyone. So if you're re-watching this, you'll have to watch the questions on the sidebar, because I'm not going to be able to read them verbatim. Okay. So I can see some things, but it's still rather small. And believe me, it is what I was working with was almost unreadable for me. I could not see it. It would be equivalent to having, I don't know if you're familiar with points, but it would be like a 2-point font at 10 feet away. It's really tiny. So that's what I was dealing with on the screen. So it's really small. But let's talk a little bit about the episodes that are going on. The episode that we did for this period, we did the first year. Nope, we have that ready this week. The first year at summer camp. There's a lot of different programs and throughout the country, throughout anywhere. They have a first year program, and we talk about that. Let's see. I think we talked about the Mike Osei. I'm not a member, so and I'm not. I wanted people to know about it because it is something in the Midwest that's real popular. So that's something that's pretty cool. That's a lot like the Honor Society of the Order of the Arrow. It's and it's funny because a lot of the Mike Osei tribes have actually converted into lodges with the Order of the Arrow. They still maintain some of the stuff from Mike Osei. So that was an interesting video, and it was the basics. I grew up in scouting. I've heard of it. I even lived in central, in the central part of the United States and Chicago area, and I heard of it, but I never was exposed to it. Never knew anything about it. So it was kind of unique. And I don't think it was very well received. It was kind of a mixed group. Lots of people want to choose a side, and I just want to know about it. So, and I think that's important. The next one that we did right after that was the third in charge, which is the scribe. And a lot of people had different opinions about that, whether it be the troop guide or whatever other youth would be running the largest patrol. That was one of the suggestions. It's totally up to the unit to decide. But really, the first in charge is the senior patrol leader, of course. And then you have your assistant senior patrol leaders. Some troops are so large, they have two. They actually have two assistant senior patrol leaders because of all the departments and everybody. It's just amazing, okay? That's huge, okay? Let me look. I see that we have a lot of activity going on in the chat room. Ken's there. Yay. I got him there. It is pouring down rain here in Orlando, by the way. So it is really coming down hard. So it's strange. Let's see. Okay, I'm looking over these things. I see Virginia is in here. South Carolina. Yes. Awesome. I don't see any questions off the top, okay? So, especially about the stuff there. Alrighty. Yes, Jim, as far as suggestions, I see that you wrote in there, let's see. Hey, ScouterStan, I got your email. I'll be sending you my ideas. Okay, that's wonderful. I need ideas. We're going in, this is season 8 and season 9. That's filling up pretty quick. So if you have a suggestion for a video, I would love to hear about it. Please let me know what you want to see on this channel. That is very, very important. So please send me. You can send me a chat with just like a one-liner. Or if you have an outline or a script, maybe that would be a good place to start, and I can go through that and bullet point that out and be able to do a video. So, and I would love to do that. That would be awesome. That would definitely save my sanity. I'm a pretty crazy guy, but, that would definitely be a help. So let's see what else we have here. Hey, Stan, email. Okay, I got that one. Please send me your ideas. Please outline it. You know what? I put a thing on the ScouterStan.com website. If you go behind the scenes, which is a tab at the top, there's a way a list of things that are very helpful, all the different categories we have covered in the past here on the ScouterStan channel, and stuff we want to do. And it gives you more detail about how to actually put something together so that it saves us a lot of time. I need references, and I need to check all those and work out all of the stuff that goes with whatever the subject would be. So please think about what you want to see and let me know. That's always important. Let's see. I just got back from I did a one-day thing at TNAW, which is the Tipasaw Native American Weekend. And that is a huge thing out at Camp Lenoche. It was wonderful. We had a great time. There was a lot of people there, and that's open to all scouts. It's open to troops. It's open to packs. It's open to venture. It's open to everybody. So it's a wonderful thing. And if you're in the Central Florida area, you probably were there. So it was a wonderful time. We had a good turnout. I usually stay in the dining hall. I run the front of the house, make sure everybody's got coffee and everybody's happy. And, you know, if little Billy spills his drink on his food, I make sure he gets another tray. So, you know, it's kind of the thing I do. So that's kind of or clean up the mess. That's another big job. Let's see. Scouting University. Yes. We have ours usually at the very beginning of the year in Central Florida. So scouting universities are wonderful. They're all over the United States. Your council will have one that's planned usually annually. So, I don't think anybody's doing doubles. So it's once a year. They do the University of Scouting is one day, and it's usually stuff you can't get training online. It's usually done live. When I do my big push has always been den chiefs. I think den chiefs are critical to scouting, and I always take on the training for that, and it's involved. I mean, it's really involved. So there's 3 modules. It's a syllabus put out by National. It's really involved. So that's usually what I end up doing for 3 periods during that day of learning at Scouting University. It is quite the thing. So we have Scouting University going on. We have Mississippi in the house. Yay, Adam. Let's see who else we've got here. I'm just going down the list real quick. If you're just now getting here, please put in where you're from. You know, that's always wonderful to see all the different people all over the United States. We have people from New York City. We have Oklahoma, South Carolina, Virginia. We have a lot of different people. Lafayette, we have a lot of different ones. It is amazing, all the stuff that's going on. Looks like... And I wanted to get the questions up on the screen, but before I go into all of that, so if you're just getting here, please put in where you're from. And I wanted to get them up on the screen, but it really messed up the program. When I booted it up today, it was destroyed. It deleted my camera. It messed up the microphone. It was a mess. And I didn't get any success until about an hour ago before the show. It was one of those things you go, what happened? The whole thing just fell apart. So it was just a mess. All right. Just a mess. But we were able to get it put together and get it ready, going again. That was the important. Then we talked about third in command. We talked about Mike Osei. And then we talked about, let's see, what do we got? Is it true that the youth in the OA age out at 21? Yes and no. So that video is currently running on the channel. So check it out. It is yes, You can stay as a youth in the Order of the Arrow if you're in a venture crew, or a Sea Scout ship, or I believe an Explorer post. So those they can stay as youth until they're 21. The problem is that a lot of scouts and scout age up to 18, they're no longer considered a youth within Scouts BSA. Okay, that's when the scout is considered an adult, and they have to take on the position of assistant scoutmaster, not junior assistant scoutmaster. They're no longer a junior. They're an adult. And at 18, they're listed as an adult. They have to go through YPT. They have to keep their training up. They have to do all the things that adults do. And because of that, they would need to know, in order to get that lovely 3 years of youth, in order to get that, they would have to be dual registered. And sometimes the lodge might already think that they are. Okay, I've had people send me notes about that where they didn't know. They were listed as an adult. They did everything as an adult. They worked with the troop. They didn't know that they were assumed to be multiple listed, and were also very active in the Order of the Arrow as a youth. So there was some gray area there. So it's yes and no. So you have to see the video. It talks about all that stuff. That's one of those interesting gray areas, and we want our youth to be involved. We want them to be directly doing things with the Order of the Arrow. That keeps them involved, keeps everything above board and the way it should be. So that's the important part. We want to make sure that stays current. Okay. So it's very, very important that that's going on. You will also notice that the screen is square. I tried to pull it out, and my face was all distorted, more than normal, and that was one of those things that was difficult. But we were able to reboot the camera and get everything running again. It was Panic City around here about an hour ago. But we were able to get it together and get the show up and running. I don't see any questions right up front. So let me scan through this. So if you see me squinting, you can see the thickness of the glasses. I feel like, now this is a boomer thing, okay? Magoo. Okay. That's kind of what I'm turning into. I can't see. It's one of those things. As you get older, you will understand, I'm sure. But that's the wonderful thing of gray hair. It makes your vision go, and your mind. I've been reminded so much that I'm not as young as I thought I was. So have already been okay. Scoutmaster Troop 1776. That's a great number. Wow. Arizona. Way to go, Raymond. Alrighty. I see Lego Yoda. Ooh. I'm currently SPL Troop. Okay. I'm trying to read the thing. Let's see. Tied down just to join OA venturing crew. And that's the one thing that a lot of scouts might think. Okay. There are venturing crews that meet once a month or once a quarter. There are venturing crews that do that. And a lot of times they have a lot of scouts in them from a troop. So, and this is just to stay within the guidelines for the Order of the Arrow. Now, a lot of times the lodge might assume that's going to go on, but they don't ask. They should, but they don't. And sometimes that little loophole is not good. But being involved in a venturing crew that does once a quarter meetings, and they might do an event. They might go bowling, or they might go camping. Okay, so that's something that the crew can put together for the venturing. So you can definitely find something that's not too intensive, like a troop, to involve yourself with. So that's totally fine to do that, and to stay within the guidelines. That is important. So it's amazing, amazing. I am from Aloha. There you go. I have somebody here from Hawaii. It's probably in the afternoon there. It's dark and warm and raining like crazy outside here in Orlando, Florida. It's it's just the way it is. Hawaii. That is awesome. Who do you email? All right, if you want to email something in, if you go to the About section of the ScouterStan channel on YouTube, there's a little box down there that says, if you want to contact me, you got to click the box. And when you click the box, my email address will show up. The reason they do that is there's robots. I don't know what it is. But robots apparently roam the internet and take people's emails and do all kinds of bad things. You know, like they fill up somebody's email box and stuff like that. Luckily, I have Gmail, okay? Being with YouTube and basically working with the channel here with YouTube and stuff, I can usually, my mailbox fills up. I get a lot of email, but you know, anybody that's going to, any robot or program that's out there that wants to fill up my mailbox, they're going to get in trouble with Google, okay? Because I have a Gmail account. And anyone with Gmail, that is a wonderful thing. Hit those 3 little dots on an email that's annoying you, and they will take care of it. They go after people, you know, people that are, you know, like that prince from South Africa that wants your bank account. No, you know, things that are obviously bad. Google goes after them. It's a big company. They go after them. They've got connections to the government. They'll get them. So definitely, if you're a robot, don't do that. Okay, stop doing that. But if you're a person that just wants to get a hold of me, fine. I don't have a problem with that. I love hearing from you. It is one of the best things I love doing, is going through my emails and seeing your suggestions. And that is so great. And I really do appreciate it. So let me go back. Definitely go to the About section, scan up a little bit, and you'll see there's a little box there. It says email. Click on that, and that way you can get my contact email. YouTube does not like me giving it out, okay? And I personally can't tell you that it's very easy email, okay? They don't want me to tell you, you know, for instance, if I was to say, for instance, ScouterStan@gmail.com, okay? If I gave you that, then they would get upset, okay? So I'm not going to do that, okay? I'm not going to say that. You get my meaning? Okay. So definitely send me something. I love hearing from you. And it, you know, you could always put it in the comments here. Okay. I go through these, I scan through them, and I work on them and all that stuff. So that's important. All right. I'm going to go back to these questions. I see Hawaii. Alrighty. Hey, Stan, question. Is there any template out there for writing an Eagle proposal? I'm currently using Google Documents. Yeah. All right, Mikey, please keep in mind when you are writing out your Eagle proposal. Now, this is for your project. That's what I'm thinking you're talking about. Okay, so please, if you're doing that, please go to the national website. They recently changed it. Go to the website and make sure that you go to that website. Don't download any PDFs from anywhere else, okay? As they're probably out of date. At the end of last month, They changed it. They had some permission issues and they changed it. Okay, so you have to use the most current one, which is 20 at right now. It should have on there 2023A. That should be literally on the front page of the document. Okay, it's important that you get the most current one. You can't get it approved. Your district advancement person that goes over those things, they can't approve it unless it's on the right form. Okay, so I think that's what you're talking about when you say proposal. Okay, is the actual proposal for the project to actually start that process. So make sure that you go to the website and get that link. Okay, your advancement people probably have sent you the link to national to get that. And when you get to national, they'll have a link on the screen. You click that, and from that, it will give you the most current project PDF. You need to use that. Okay, I do that right now. I'm an advancement person for my district, and it's possible you don't have to type it all out on a computer. You could get somebody to print it out and you could hand write it, but then you got to scan it in and get it. I mean, it's involved. It's much easier just to type it out, and you could use library computers. You could borrow somebody's computer and do all that stuff. So keep those notes. As far as a template, that's every project. Then our district currently has 38 projects in the works at some point, whether it's just starting off, doing the fundraising, actually doing the project, something. There's 38 of them going in my district alone. Hundreds of those all over, and every single one of those is different. I've never seen two exactly the same. So to say there's a template, there isn't. Every one of them is different, and that's intentional. We want scouts to go out and create a project. That shows incredible leadership. That's what we want out of a project. We want that leadership. We want to see the leadership come through in the concept, and then kind of move along and see all those scout skills that you've been taught coming through. So that's one of those things. There's no template. Okay, unfortunately there isn't. But the PDF that National puts out for the workbook, for the proposal, is what you should use. Okay, so I'm going to get off my soapbox on that one. So sorry about that, everyone. But Eagle projects are important, and a lot of people are there. Will I be at the Jamboree? Man, I'd love to go to the Jamboree. It's at Summit. It's this summer. It's up there in West Virginia. West Virginia is where my father was born. And I spent a lot of time on the New River, right there where the Summit is. My family had land there at one point, but that was sold many years before the Summit. And but I remember as a kid going there. It was fun. Dave, I talked with Dave about my childhood. He does a podcast on Eagle Scouts, so you want to look for that. Eagle Scouts and Dave. Dave is this for I'm mental. I'm old. I got gray hair. I can understand that. So, but Dave talked, and we sat there and talked and had a good old time talking about the old days of growing up in that area. I'd love to go to the Jamboree there. That would be awesome. I would love to do that. That would be a lot of fun. I'd like to visit. I don't know if I can work it. I'm not as spry as I used to be. Every time I would go to Lenoche, it reminds me, it's really spread out. It's big. So it reminds me. And the Summit, I remember that area. It's huge, okay? The Summit is gigantic. And with the Jamboree, they're really spread out because, there's a lot of scouts that go to that. All right, next question here. A scout named Stan. I love it. Hey, Stan, I'm starting a venturing crew. Oh, awesome. I have a scout named Stan. I don't know. It's not me. I have, hey, Stan, I'm starting a venture crew in a couple of weeks. Fantastic. Fantastic. We need more venturing crews, okay? That's a need, okay? We need them. Do you have any quick tips for me that'll help with recruitment? You know, recruitment is year round. And if you're just starting off, never stop. Just keep going and going and going. Keep recruiting and recruiting and recruiting. It's important. Now, in order to start a new unit, you will need 5 scouts. That's the minimum. Okay. You will also need 5 adults, and they have to fill the key positions. Okay. That's how you start a new unit. That's the 5 and 5. You got to have that. After that, don't stop recruiting. Keep going and going and going. You know, and this leads back to another episode on the channel where I talked about the gap between 18 and 21, that 3-year gap. Maybe, just maybe, you could talk to some of the older scouts. You could go to a camp out or a round table or something of that nature and talk to the older scouts about maybe dual joining the venture crew. This is the neat thing. If they're already members, paid members of Scouts BSA, it doesn't cost anything to be a member of a venturing crew. Yeah, and there's no forms. You can do that dual registration, okay? There might be $1, I think, that some councils charge, or at least they did in the past. I don't know if they do it anymore, but sometimes they would for just processing, you know, for paying somebody to sit there and type all that information in. That is that's a recruitment all by itself. You know, you can get them to be involved in the OA and the troop and your crew. That's a win-win-win. So definitely look into that maybe. Let's see, another tip. When you're dealing with the older scouts, you really don't have the luxury like Cub Scouts where they go to the schools and talk to people in the classroom or on the PA in the morning or something like that. So you're dealing with older scouts. You really want to maybe talk to, you got to see where they are. You got to see where that youth is. That might be Little League, it might be sports, it might be all kinds of different things. So definitely think about doing some recruiting in those areas. A lot of religious schools that do older youth, they might be interested in doing that. Also, your charter. If your charter is with a school or with a church or synagogue or mosque, I mean, they could also help with some of the recruiting. So it really depends on what you're doing. So there's a lot of options there. So, all right, I'm going to move on to another question. And that was not me. I'm a scout named Stan. No, that's not me. That's someone else, but that's okay. Good question. Camps in Hawaii. Okay, Stan, would you ever come to one of the camps in Hawaii? Hawaii is gorgeous. I've been to, as a child, I've been to Hawaii. I think it was Oahu, Honolulu, to be exact, with family on vacation. That was awesome. I really do love the island. They're small. They're beautiful. It's gorgeous. Rains every day. It's great. It's real green. It's just beautiful. Yeah, going to a camp in Hawaii would be awesome. Okay? I'm just telling you the truth. That would be awesome. Now, I live in Central Florida, so I'm used to tropical stuff. Maybe not as tropical as Hawaii, but, we don't camp during the summer. Summer camp's hard. It's hot, okay? It is warm, okay? We're talking tropics, okay? And that's true with a lot of the southern places, in Texas and along Louisiana and all those areas. Um, that southern places, they don't really camp during the summer unless they're up in the mountains, where it gets nice and cool. And that's unfortunate because jungle camping is a lot of fun. It's hot. You got to be ready for that. It's only a week, but you got to be ready for jungle kind of camping. And that's really what Hawaii, and Hawaii is beautiful because they got a constant breeze coming through. It's just beautiful. So that would be awesome. I would love doing that. Ken, all right, question. Our district executive visited schools to recruit and start Cub Scout packs. A lot of them do that where they can. Some schools won't let them, so it varies. Uh, could a unit commissioner also meet with adult Eagle Scouts who have kids to encourage them to start a pack? Yes, most definitely can. I'll tell you what, working with your DE when they do a school is wonderful. If you could go with them and help them, that would be wonderful too. I did that for many years here in Central Florida. It even got to the point where I did them on my own. The little schoolroom presentation talking about getting involved in Cub Scouts. It is that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work. I talked to thousands of kids, okay, to get them to become Cub Scouts. We signed up a lot. And that's awesome. That's when you said that working with the commissioner, unit commissioners. Yes, yes, unit commissioners are wonderful when you can get them. We have a severe shortage of commissioners. Okay, we have far too many units compared to commissioners. The ideal rate is about 3 units per commissioner. And currently, if you divide it out nationally, you're looking at somewhere between 20 to 30 units per unit commissioner. So they are a rare thing. Okay, so definitely think about utilizing them if they're available. Okay, because they are that's something. So, and that's another subject to get into. But as far as adult leaders, if you can, please do that. Eagle Scouts are committed. They actually take there's what they call the Eagle Charge. If you've ever been to an Eagle ceremony, they will invite all of the Eagle Scouts up to stage to redo the Eagle Charge. And in that is a commitment to the community. That's obvious. You're going to have people that are ready to step forward and really help out a brand new Cub Scout pack. I did. I loved it. I thought it was wonderful. I loved doing that. When I got back into scouting, it was my son kind of threw me under the bus, so, as they say. And I ended up being the Cub Master. I loved it. It was fantastic. It was one of the best times I ever had in scouting. And as an Eagle Scout, I'm committed. I was committed to that. So that's huge. So Ken, please think about all of the different facets that go along with putting together a really good recruitment and getting that going. So many packs don't have parents that will step up. It's sad. And we need to talk to them and say, look, I have time for your kids. I hope you do too. It's one of those things. These are scout skills, learning the scout law and how that all works and having a blast, okay? Having a great time. That's the beautiful thing about scouting is that when you combine those things, it really is magical, okay? And transformative to a lot of our youth. And we need that more than ever. So I could go on for hours about that. So definitely think about it. Okay. Jamboree has day passes for people. Yes, I have actually been to jamborees as a day pass person that have been to the Jamboree. I think it was the last one they held at, was it JP? No. Where was that? It was Valley Forge. It was at Valley Forge. I was at the last one they had outside of Summit. And I visited. It was great. I think it had to be the 2010. Was that Valley Forge? Or was that AP Hill? I don't remember. I went with the troop. At the time, I was an assistant scoutmaster, and we camped nearby, and we got a day pass to go in and see all the stuff at the Jamboree. And it was a lot of fun. We learned a lot. So it was a lot of neat things. But they do have a day pass. And I'd love to go there. That would be fun. That would be fun. Maybe we could get a group. That would be even better. If we could get a group together, we all just go there for like a day pass. And we run around and see all the fun stuff. Maybe even trade some patches or something. That would be fun. I keep thinking about it. I want to go. I want to go so bad. It's just one of those things. But yes, they do have day passes. My scoutmaster hates that I'm in a crew and OA. Laugh out loud. You know what? Lego Yoda. That's sad. Okay, scoutmasters shouldn't hate that. Scoutmasters need to understand that the Order of the Arrow and Venture Crew helps young people stay involved in scouting longer, okay? Which helps their Scouts BSA troop, okay? I don't understand some scoutmasters. They just don't. They think that the Order of the Arrow and a crew is going to be competition somehow. Yeah, schedule-wise maybe, but it's not competition as far as message, okay? It's the same organization. It's part of scouting. So I'm hoping you can talk to your scoutmaster about maybe getting a better attitude about the Order of the Arrow and stuff. I hope so. I hope it's not severe. But I've run into that. I've actually run into that, and it was shocking. I was stunned. I had scoutmasters actually say to me that the Order of the Arrow steals their scouts. I was stunned. Okay, what? I had no idea that was an ideal, even that we were taking them away, and actually, what we were doing is keeping them from going away, not stealing them. That was just, it took a while. It took a while to get that paradigm fixed, okay? Because that scoutmaster was anti-OA, Order of the Arrow. He was anti. So, but we changed his mind. You know how we changed his mind? He wasn't a member. He had no idea what he was poo-pooing, okay? He didn't know. But because he was a scoutmaster, we didn't have to go through all the stuff. So we went ahead and brought him to ordeal. We didn't tell him it was his ordeal. But it was great. He had a great time. He learned so much. And now he's very active in the Order of the Arrow. And so you can change your mind. That is possible. It's not the only thing. So, all right, I got another question. What has been your most memorable or fun experience scouting OA? Oh my gosh. You know, I get that question. What was my most favorite thing in scouting or event or scouting thing that I've done? All kinds of stuff. And this is going to sound real corny, okay? And I mean it. I mean this. It's not real corny. But being with you, being here on YouTube and going through all of this. And yeah, the computer messes up. Yeah, it's stressful. But I just like being with you guys, okay? You guys and gals out there that just make my day, okay? I get an email and it says, I haven't gotten back involved and blah, blah, blah. And I blame you because you got me back involved. And that makes my day. Okay, because that's what I'm doing. That's what I want to do. Okay, and that's not just to be corny. Okay, that's real. That's from the heart. And the scouting events, we have fun all the time. Okay. Recently, I was out at Teenaw, which is the Tipasaw Native American Weekend, where the Seminoles come out and have a big powwow, and there's a lot of different events. It's open to all scouts, and it's at Camp Lenoche, beautiful Camp Lenoche, beautiful. And I was working the dining hall, and I saw moments of scout kindness that just warmed my heart tremendously. Those are great moments when you can see another scout saying, okay, and handing over his cookies to somebody that might have spilled milk or spilt juice all over the tray and made his cookies all soggy. And they were just other scouts. These are other youth doing these things. Seeing that just it blows your mind. There are a lot of really kind and nice people out there. And we see it on the news all the time, all the negativity that's out there. That's not real. I'm convinced there's good-hearted people out there. And that's the wonderful thing. That's where I get a lot of my experiences, memorable things that happen, and fun. I'll tell you what, when I was with a troop, I love whitewater rafting. And if you're in the area and you know about this particular river called the Ocoee River, it's awesome. You will want to go down that river. If you love whitewater rafting, after you get through your outfitter and you get your helmet and you get your oar and you're ready to go, you are going to get soaking wet at the beginning. At the beginning, you're going to get soaking wet. And it's like jumping on a roller coaster as it flies by. I mean, it is amazing. The Ocoee, you literally launch into a Category 4 rapids with the water. It's not even water. It's just white foam coming up, and you're launching your raft right out into it. It is most thrilling event in your life. It will scare the dickens out of you at times, but it's exhilarating and it's fun. It's amazing. It is something that'll change your world. So I love whitewater rafting. That was one of my most fun experiences. The Ocoee River. Now, the Nantahala is nearby, and that's a nice one. That's a natural river. It's not man-made like the Ocoee is. But, man, whoa, whitewater rafting is a lot of fun. There's a lot of it out west, too. So, definitely look into it in your area. All righty. Bosun. I don't know what that is. All right. I'm getting the question that says, do you have a council bosun? Am I saying it right? Bosun. That is probably a position in Sea Scouts. Sounds like one. All right. If you're still there, please tell me what that is. I can't answer a question I don't know. All right, Ken. Ken, I see you have something here. Eagle Scout Charge. Yes. Yes. The Eagle Scout Charge is one of those things. And you remind the Eagle Scouts all the time about that. It's in there, for your community. It's in there, okay? And scouting is part of your community, and you need to do it, okay? No excuses, Eagle Scouts. You're going to do it, okay? It's a given. You're going to. You've already committed. So, anyways, let me see. I'm currently print out the next district meeting and share it with. Yes, right. Yes, Eagle Scouts. Do not let Eagle Scout. I'm going to move the pea popper up a little bit. I hope it's not too. Yeah. I used to talk over the pea pop when I was doing radio. I had an engineer that was always telling me, stop that. So, yeah. WDBO. Golly. Man, that was a long time ago. Anyways, but as far as the the Scout, the promise there. Definitely do that. Wood Badge is a big one too. I think you also said that here as part of Wood Badge team this weekend. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're going to bring it up then too. Yes. Remind Eagle Scouts that they are already committed. So when they're called upon to take on a position, a den leader, assistant scoutmaster, committee chair, something, they are already committed. Okay, just remind them of it, and they should do the scout salute and say, "What do I do next? Well, give me the form. I'll fill it out." That's what Eagle Scouts can do. Okay, they are committed. So remind them. Can't wait for summer camp. Oh my gosh, we got an episode coming up about summer camp. Let's see. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go back. All right, I want to read this one out. I can't wait for summer camp. Last time, there was a UK and Canadian scouts who came. That's true. We have Lenoci is hosting a jamboree, I believe, this summer. And we're getting people from Scotland coming in. And that's going to be a lot of fun. You know, the one thing about being in Central Florida, now Paisley is up there, okay? It's north of Orlando, but you're not too far north. It's a good hour and a half drive from where I live. And as you go up, it's not that far. I mean, from major highways where you could get to all of the major attractions in Central Florida. So if you're in Georgia, okay, and you want some jungle camping, okay, you're going to get that in Georgia anyways. Or if you're even in North Carolina, South Carolina, all of the Carolina, think about coming to Camp Lenoci, okay? I know that sounds like an ad, okay? I'm not getting paid. Maybe I should talk to them about that. But, maybe come down, instead of going up north all the time, come down to Central Florida and visit. And the nice thing is we're not far from all the attractions throughout. We have Universal, we have Disney, we have the Space Coast, we got Kennedy Space Center. We got a lot of really good stuff. Whenever there's a rocket, I can see it going up. I literally can see the rocket going up in the distance. Okay, so Central Florida is exciting. It is quite amazing. So definitely think about that. But and when you meet up with people from other countries and their stuff that's going on, please, trade patches with them. Make them your new friend. It's totally fine for your troop to adopt that scout or the scouts from another country, and they can. Nowadays, we have the internet. Okay, we could easily set up a Zoom or a Meet or something. Okay, we could set that up, and you keep that going. Okay, and if they've come to your camp, maybe you can go to theirs, okay? I would love to go to Gilwell. That's kind of on my bucket list. I want to make sure I go to Gilwell sometime. I've been to England, but I didn't get to go to Gilwell. But I've been to the London area, so I need to do that. Mark, I might camp out in your backyard. What's this crazy gray-haired yank doing in my backyard? So that might happen. So Mark's one of my friends over in England. He's in Mark. He does, and I know everybody here. You need to go over and check out his channel. He's got a great channel. Now, keep in mind it's British focused, so he's gonna, just like we do here, we talk about the American stuff. He's gonna talk about the British stuff. Okay, so. But he's great, okay? He's a wonderful guy. We trade patches through the mail. It's just wonderful, okay? Mark, definitely type this in. You don't have to do it now, but write it down or type it into some kind of reminder. Big man in the woods, okay? Or as I call it, BMW, okay? Definitely go and check that channel out. In fact, in the edits, I might put his channel on at the end of this. So definitely check him out. He does a live show every week. I don't know how he does it, but he does. And but he's got some great stuff. So get this exchange going between the country. Scouting is worldwide. That's why we wear this thing that's hidden by my collar. This thing here, that's important. Okay, we need to make sure the Scouts know that they're part of a big organization, a worldwide organization. That's killer. That's a very important point. Okay, they're going to skip down a little bit. My daughter's patrol earned the patrol award. That's not easy. Patrol awards are hard. Okay, last year. Okay, so this is my daughter's patrol earned a patrol award last year. Her patrol had to be, looks like spite, last week. Split. Okay. Vision. My vision is terrible, and these are really tiny words. Last week, due to size. What happens to the patrol award if the girls stay in the original and the new patrol? The patrol award is awarded to the scout. Okay, if the patrol goes away or the patrol changes, that little star, you maintain it, you keep it. That's part of the scouting thing. You can get more than one. Okay, you can get many. I know scouts that have 4 or 5. So that's a thing. If you have a patrol that outgrows, it's because they were putting so many people into it. Now, that's common in new units. Now, being that it's a girl troop, you have new units. And as they get bigger and as the patrols get bigger, they're not as established. And that is one of the things about it. When you get a patrol and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, eventually you're going to split up the patrol. It's going to split into two patrols. And then those are going to split into 2 more. So you'd have 4 patrols, okay? A lot of troops have that. It's part of the cycle, the life cycle of a unit. But keep this in mind. That award is to the individual that's in that patrol. They earned it up to the point where they got the award, okay? If the patrol goes away or patrol changes or splits off, they keep that, okay? That stays with them, okay? That makes it important for them to get it every year. Every year they should get the patrol award, okay? It's not easy. It's hard. You have to look up the requirements. You can do it. And that's true for any of them. And that's true all patrols, male in a boy troop or a girl troop. All patrols are like that. You can definitely get those awards. Boatswain, got it. That's what I was thinking of. Did I say it right? Yeah, boatswain. It's an SPL of Sea Scouts. Yeah. Okay, so a bosun and a boatswain, same. Got it. Every council is supposed to have one similar to the OA Lodge Chief or a VOA. Ooh, VOA. Is that venturing order of the arrow? I don't know. There's some other questions there, but I think what it is Sea Scouts. In Sea Scouts, now I've never been a Sea Scout, so I'm not sure, but I believe that what it would be equivalent to a Scoutmaster has 2 assistants, and those assistants, they have program and they have procedure. I believe that's the 2 that the assistants in the adult realm work on, and it's very similar to the ones in the youth that are in that ship. Okay, from what I remember reading about them and studying, is that the SPL, the bosun, and that's where I remember hearing that. The bosun actually uh, is is like the senior patrol leader, and they will have two people working with them. The bosun, I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that your question is about. I'm not familiar with a lot of that, so that is pretty intense. Um, I'll look into that. You know what I'm going to do? If you could email me the question, I will research it a little more and find out, and then we'll talk about it. We'll bring it up. Okay, that would be a good episode. I don't know. We'll have to work on that one. What is your opinion about the most something award? Oh, it moved. Okay. Wow. This print is real small and it's at its max. I mean, it's so big and I can't see it. What? All right. What is your opinion of the most coveted award one can earn through something other than Eagle Scout? Ooh, coveted award that you can earn other than Eagle Scout. Eagle Scout is huge. It's big. That is a big award. Mm. Golly, that's an intense question. Let me think. Now, other than that, let's say for instance you're a life scout for life. You didn't something happened, okay? You didn't get to Eagle by 18. And so what would be the next big thing for an adult? Um, the position of scoutmaster or assistant scoutmaster is a pretty good level. Those are pretty big, and there's a ton of training you can do. Everything from wood badge to IOLS to you name it. There is quite a bit you can do. So that's a possibility. That could be the highest level, or I think he used the word. Let me see if I can see it again. Okay, let me patrol digitize. Coveted award. Yeah, for the district standpoint, it would be probably the District Award of Merit. That you really have to do well within your unit and promote scouting and also help your district in some capacity to really stand above and get considered for that award. You need to do stuff for the district. That's huge. That does take a lot, and that's very coveted. So the District Award of Merit. The patch actually looks like a pretzel or just an overhand knot. It's not a square knot. And then beyond that, you have your council level, which would be Silver Beaver. So that would be the next coveted thing. Both of those, you don't have to have had experience as scout, okay, as a youth. That's a possibility. You could get both of those. Those are very coveted awards that the scouter would have. That's something to consider. Let's see. All right. I'm going to have to see this somehow. There we are. Thank you. I sure you're not easy getting the patrol award. Yeah, you ain't kidding. It's not easy. Let's read that again so that everybody got it. Thank you. It sure is not easy to get the patrol award. I'm glad to know that you get to be recognized for their hard work. Yes, there's a star. I believe it goes around that patrol patch. That's important. Now, what's confusing about that, if they move to another patrol, they still wear the star because that star was with another patrol. And even though they're wearing a new patrol patch, it's just in that position. So that can be kind of confusing. So make sure they are aware of that. They can still have the star on there, and they can get more. Okay, if they're in a new patrol, that new patrol can get it too, and then that's a second star. And then if they get it again the next year, they get a third. So keep doing it. That award is set up so that it recognizes patrols that do patrol method everything. It's super. It's in a way, it's not hard. It's just you got to do all those requirements, and that's where it becomes hard. So, anyways, all right, I've got to get some water. And oh my goodness, we have talked for over an hour. It is still pouring rain. I did not know it was going to pour rain today. It is really coming down in buckets. All righty. So, how does Eagle Scout compare to Visual Honor in terms of importance? Got it. What it shows about recipients. Good point. An eagle is earned. There are requirements, and you earn it. You actually grasp an eagle. It's through leadership, through doing the requirements. The one thing that a big difference between that and Vigil is huge, a huge honor. But it's not something you earn. Isn't that weird? It's not like there's set requirements, okay? There are criteria that they have to consider, but there's not, you have to do this or this and two of the following. There's none of those kinds of requirements. It's an honor. It really is to recognize airmen that have committed to doing service to others. And that's the key. And so many people think of this Visual as a third level in the Order of the Arrow. So if you stayed in the Order of the Arrow, you automatically get Vigil. No, you could be in the Order of the Arrow for many years. I was many, many years and never get the Vigil. Okay, it's something that shines above and beyond others as giving, as something you do for others within the Order of the Arrow. So that's the thing about the Order of the Arrow and the Vigil. And always remember, Vigil people need to remember this. Your Vigil honor is on a brotherhood sash. It's a brotherhood sash. Vigil honor, that little triangle, that's the only addition that's added. Nothing changes. You're still a brother. And that's it. You're still a member of the OA. So it's a different mindset. I keep bumping the mic. It's a different mindset as far as the difference between an Eagle and a Vigil honor. Vigil honors are something that happens to you. I thought it was a mistake. I knew I thought at any minute they're going to go, whoa. We meant the other Stan. I had no idea that was coming. You don't campaign for it. You don't fill out paperwork for it. Other people do. That's the wild thing about Vigil. Vigil is something that could be a real surprise. The other thing is the Eagle. The Eagle is something that you deliberately earn. You have to fill out the paperwork on time. You have to do the right things. You have to do the right requirements. You have to have the right merit badges. You need a good mentor. The whole thing. It is earned. It is something you earn. And the people that do that make the effort before they're 18, holy cow. Wow. Those individuals will shine above all the others. That's important. So keep that in mind. On the other hand, there are quite a few that shine despite missing out. Okay. There are a lot of Life Scouts out there. And the best thing they can do is help young people become eagles and write that. That's where it can change. Okay. I've always thought that 3 mentor pens makes you an Eagle Scout if you're a Life Scout. Now, don't go out and buy the award and think you are. I just say it in your heart. That's where you can give back. So help young people achieve that award that they can earn. So that's really the difference between the two. Alrighty, I'm gonna have to wrap it up soon. Okay, earning the visual is given more for what you are going to do. Yeah, that too. Rather than what you have done. Okay, I see that. Someone once told me, yes, that's true. I see that too. Now, personally, I believe that vigil is one of those things, a way of recognizing people that have given service, cheerful service to others. And I believe it's a way to recognize them for that. That's really the honor, the vigil honor. But if you keep this in mind, I'm only saying that, keep this in mind. The vigil is not just for old people, okay? People with the white hair. Vigil is for youth too. So a lot of youth, it's actually, they see that potential. They see that in them. And that's when they can get considered. And that's where what you were saying about it being what you're going to do in the future. So that could be for the youth. The older scouters, it's stuff they've observed, and they want to recognize it for it. And the same thing was true with the youth. They recognize it, and they see that it's going to be in the future. People that get the vigil honor are committed. They're committed to the order. They're committed to scouting. They're committed to the whole thing that we're involved in. So that's the neat thing about vigil members. So very, very important. All right, one more question, and then we're heading on out here. We'll see how flooded we are. It is really the whole hour. It has been pouring rain. That's the tropics for you. One day it's nice. Well, it was pretty good all day. All right. Someone wants to talk. Okay, yes, definitely. Always think about those things. We do have a video coming up. I want to make sure everybody knows it's about first year out of camp, the first year program, okay? And that can be quite scary. A lot of people get kind of scared about that. We did do a video already about homesick. That is a huge challenge to a lot of adult leaders going off to camp, dealing with homesickness. Homesickness can be very distressing, not only for the leaders, but of course the scout. So, it's something to consider. So definitely watch that video, but we have one coming up on first year emphasis. Now we want to make sure that when a scout goes to summer camp for the first time, that they have a really good experience. Super important. And there's programs out there for first year scouts, and all adults need to promote that. They need to go out and make sure that the youth know about that. Merit badges are a huge thing for a lot of the scouts that have gone through the first year. So the second and third year scouts, they're going to do merit badges. That's all they want to do. So scout skills are really what they cover in the first year. And we talk about that in the episode coming up this coming week. So that's going to be exciting. Some other ones we have coming up, and this is going to be new. First year. New member coordinator. We're going to do a video about that. We're also going to talk about Nova Award. Nova, okay? I had a scout get every merit badge, and after he was done with that, he went and got every Nova. So, wow. So that was amazing. Let's see. International Scouter Award. We're going to talk about that. So these are three that are in the pipe that we're working on, in the pipeline, bringing it right to you. So we're going to wrap it up, and because I've been blabbing on for at least an hour, and it is so good to be with you. Ken, thank you so much for your questions and comments. I really appreciate that from channel members. That is just wonderful. Thank you. And of course, if you'd like to be a channel member, just hit the join button. You know, that's a great way to help out as far as funding everything. You out there help get this microphone. It's awesome. Okay. It made the sound 10 times better. Very much so. It was a great addition to our show. It got the headphones off, and it did wonderful things. So definitely think about doing that. I think that's about all the notes that I have out here that I can actually visually see. Always remember, I am going blind. These are like this thing. As I said earlier, please email me if you would like. Oh, thank you, Louis. Appreciate that. Lucas, thank you. Oh, popcorn. I like popcorn. But definitely join in. Let's keep scouting going. Remember to live by the Scout Oath and Scout Law. And until next time, I will see you guys on the trail, right? So behave yourselves, and I'll see you then.